Okay, welcome to the Biorka Island medium race, and this is off of Alaska, off Sitka, and quite well represented, quite a few people involved, and it was a bit of a rolling start, although some were a little bit confused about that. You can see Peter here off my starboard side, um, as we head on down south. I have quite a few cuts in this video, and I missed a large part of it as well. But at the beginning of the race, I wanted to basically go a little bit south. I didn't want to follow the waypoint. Basically, this was a very early race for me, 5 a.m. in the morning, and I was hoping to get some angle so that I could get a Kodo up pretty quickly. You're going to see what happens and whether it was a mistake or not in a couple of minutes' time. Anyway, we're continuing through, and in a moment I will show you who the leaders are and what's happening. So here I am going through the leaders: Corsaire, Pacific, Seacow, Peter, Des, Pepper's Ghost, Daza, Kyle, Nemo, and Yakko. Yakko had some problems, or Yakko had some problems. He had to restart the app, well, the program. A little bit further on, and as you can see, I'm fairly east of the waypoint. I'm still following Corsaire down. Corsaire will shoot off towards the waypoint in a bit, and I'll keep on my present tack. Once again, just having a look where people are. Okay, down the bottom of the turn point, or the island, and you can see that I've lost a bit of position here to others who have taken a much narrower angle, but I will make that up as soon as I get the Kodo on. It took a lot longer than I thought to get the Kodo on. The bad planning, and as you can see here, I'm still planning as I go, having to move waypoints a little further south each time as the leaders start stretching out, probably about 0.3, 0.4 of a nautical mile now. So there's quite a lot still to make up. Still, you have to try these things, and as I keep on reminding myself, in these short races you don't have a lot of time to make up the difference. So probably my mistake again. Once again, moving waypoints. Still not far enough south. But that's all going to change pretty quickly now. I've got to a point where I have to change. I have to get over there. Otherwise, I'm going to lose contact. So the Kodo comes up, and straight away I trim up a little bit, and I get a little bit more speed, a couple of more knots, which, as you can see, I'm closing on Peter pretty quickly here. Even though this is sped up, even in real time, I could see myself coming across him very, very quickly. The only problem was that I wasn't still far enough south, so At some points I had to go under a 90 degree or an 88 degree TWA. I was losing a little bit of time, but then when the wind would oscillate back, I could get back into the 90s again, and I'd get a little bit of a surge on. Okay, a little bit longer, a little bit further on, and you can see that Peter's out there. I'm not sure who had the yellow sails. I'll probably check in a moment. And here I am saying maybe it was a mistake, but live and learn. As you can see, my TWA is around about 98, 99, and once I get up into the higher degrees, I get some pretty good speed on. Now you can see that I'm actually losing position to speed. As I go a little bit too close to the island, and once again go through the different names. But I think that putting up the Kodo when I did was the right decision. I think I put it up a little bit faster than the group that was behind me, and I did catch Corsaire and Pacific Sea Cow quite a bit in this run, but maybe if I'd stayed with them, I would have been even closer. Okay, I stretched this little bit of footage out just because this is the last footage I have of going up the island, which is a pity because it was fairly scenic. I thought I had actually recorded some, but something happened. Anyway, I'm going to go a little bit wide of the island here. I keep the Kodo up a little bit longer than probably necessary, but I want to get a little bit of angle here. And basically up the island path, I was jibing quite a lot. Anyway, much longer, much later, having gone over the top of the island, here we are coming towards the penultimate or the ultimate leg, and you can see that I can see the two sails out in front of me, just tantalizing. As we come across the top of the island here, I make a decision that I need to put the Kodo down early. The wind was not favorable anymore for the Kodo, and I wanted to shave the top of the island as much as I could. And there goes my turn. As I just trim up a little bit, having trouble there trimming, but alright. So I ask whether we have to go around the island, and people say no. So as soon as I get that message back, I decide time to make a turn, as do the other two. So why not, even though I'm very, very close to the island. So having navigated around that first little island, You can see how close I am. Peppers is out in front there, Corsaire with the black foresail. A little bit further wide, but in better position, in my opinion, for this wind. I still have to do a tack around this bottom island down here and still come across, and the wind is really not helping me. So here I go, here's my tack, following Peppers across. Not Peppers, sorry. Following Pacific across. And Corsaire makes the same move. And once again, I just want to get down past this island. I'm looking for speed, not position at this point in time. There's just not enough time left to gain that position. But even still, I try to keep my TWA as good as I can to narrow that gap. I still want to get to the east side of this course here. As we speed through a little bit of the sequence here. Never really catching Pacific, but trying as best as I can. I pulled the waypoints out so I can see the finish line there. And once again, have to do a little tack here. Corsaire, as you can see, does have the advantage on us. And there's not much I can do about that, so I decided to tack again. Still looking for speed. Hoping that as I come down a little bit more, I can do a tack which is more valuable. You can see that the wind is really against me here for doing a tack. Once again, bit of a jump forward again. And I'm just admiring Corsaire. But as you can see, my speed has speed work has actually given me reasonable. Well, I'm in line with both of them, but obviously my position is way off. And then they both tack with me, which is bad news for me. They're just covering me. And I'm hoping that I can get this last tack right. It might not be my last tack, might be second last tack. And I can see Pacific goes across my bow, and I should have probably kept on this tack a little bit longer, but the wind is so against me. I'm going straight into the wind there that I really needed to tack. And I still haven't got the island here. I'm pretty close to it. And I know that I'm going to have to tack one more time. Pacific has it there. Corsaire seems to be stalled, but as you will find out right now, his game crashed, which is something that happens with online sailing and gaming. And you know, it can happen to anybody, but why did it happen, you know, 0.2 nautical miles before the end? Just a little bit crazy. Anyway, Pacific goes across, and I know that I've lost at this point. There's no way I can make up a couple of boat lengths in this time. Not even if I'd put myself into the rocks would I have got it. So I do feel a bit sorry for Corsaire, because I believe that it would have been very, very close on the line between all three of us. He might have had us a little bit, but I don't want to take that away from Pacific Sea Cow. He led for 3/4 of the race, and there he is, with these two guys coming down. We have Peter and Pepper's Ghost here. Pepper's just takes it on the line, and at the end you can see all of us lined up having a bit of a chat. Thank you very much.